Hi, everyone. Welcome to Tartantown's first presentation. My name is Terry Lee. I am manager of Tartantown and former pipe major of SFU, both approximately for the same length of time, almost 4 decades. Yikes. These are such strange times, aren't they? And we hope you're all doing okay out there. With everything postponed or canceled, it made us wonder what top players were doing these days. Were they keeping busy? Were they practicing? Were they not practicing? Were they still in good form? And so on. Now, all of them are personal friends, so I thought it was a good time to check in with them, get to know them a little bit better, hear some great piping, and have some fun. In today's presentation, we are chatting with 3 of the world's top solo pipers, Stuart Liddell, Bruce Gandy, and Jack Lee. We're all doing it for charity, and we've asked our guests to nominate a charity of their choice. Tartantown will be donating to those charities, and if you are able to in any way, please join us. Tartantown's charity will be foodbankscanada.ca. This will be displayed in the video section of the show. Now, to help us along, I've asked my good friend Neil Dickey from Edmonton, Alberta, to join us. Neil is a piper, a bandsman, a well-known composer, and MC extraordinaire. Let's invite Neil in now. Neil.
Am I unmuted?
I think you are. Great to see you. Welcome.
Hey.
Thanks for doing this.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Grand. I'm looking forward to your questions today, but remember it's a family show, would you?
It's okay. I'm my own family.
Okay, we have to qualify, Neil. Keep them under control just a little bit. Our first guest today, Neil, is Stuart Liddell. I have a real personal connection with Stuart as he played in my band. He stayed at my house, and he worked at Tartantown even for a bit. Competitively, Stuart has won about everything. He's won both gold medals, the Clasp at Inverness, as well as the Glenfiddich Championship, I think twice. And he's now won the World Pipe Band Championships twice with Inverary and District. Phenomenal. He's won pretty much everything that's possible to win. For me, the really cool thing about Stuart is that at the end of the day, it's all about the music, not the prizes. And let's welcome in Stuart Liddell all the way from Inverary, Scotland. Stuart, wake up.
What?
Thanks for paying attention, Stuart. Thanks for being here. We really appreciate it. How's life in the Sleepy Hollow of Inverary, and how's the temperature like? What's going on?
Well, the weather is a very balmy mid-20s, and we're enjoying the good dry weather at the moment. Very unusual for Scotland, I guess, but life is, we're managing fine, I think. Yeah, doing okay.
Good stuff. Good to hear. Now, many of us don't know much about your family life. Well, here's a chance. Can we find out actually who's in your family?
Right. So I have a partner. Her name is Sabina, and we have 2 children together. Alexander, who's 6, and Sarah, who's 2. And so we're both are all already on the chanter.
Wow.
Although just blowing it.
Yeah, that got to start somewhere.
Oh, I
think you'd be better start them in football, Stuart.
Aye, absolutely.
Now, Stuart, we have some great memories with you here and playing in the SFU band and whatnot. Anything stick out for you as a highlight there?
Just from the moment I stepped into the band, it was a fantastic experience. There's lots of great moments. Carnegie Hall was the first major experience I had, and that trip was intense, amazing. Getting to play on an airplane on the way over to New York.
Right.
Getting to play on the great stage, feeling the vibration of the stage through your throats when playing Amazing Grace. You know, it was amazing, and just that whole trip experience, the whole year was fantastic. And then '99, winning the Worlds with the band, and it was just being there. It just felt right. Excellent,
fantastic, great stuff. And Stuart, we also have a commercial connection with you through Tartantown, and that's the new Duncan McRae bagpipes that you've created, this new line of instruments. They seem to be producing a great tone and whatnot. What's your thoughts on the project and how it's kind of gone or going?
It's going. Yeah, it seems to be getting a really good press. Very, very good. I've been playing. The set I've got is the prototype set, and it's been over 5 years now. I've been playing them in solos and doing really well with them. And at the moment, we're developing a chanter to go with that as well. So,
good.
Yeah, so,
good.
Which is played in the video, and yeah, things are going really well, I think. Yeah.
Well, we look forward to that release. And how do you juggle playing, the new McRaes with your 120-year-old McRaes? How do you do that, or do you?
Aye, yeah. So the McRae, the original ones, I've got them set up in the band with the sheepskin bag and the band setup, and the prototypes, they've got the synthetic setup. Still got the original Ross bag. I've had it for years, and
wow.
Yeah, I tend to be quite sentimental of these things,
Absolutely, yeah, and I'm sure you have a routine and a ritual, and when you have your kind of success, why wouldn't you? It's not ain't broke, don't fix it type of thing. Absolutely. Now, Stuart, your charity today is bccancerfoundation.com, and we'll sort of post that. And we're going to now take a look at the first video that you've so kindly recorded for us. We appreciate that. It's a set of 2/4 marches. One of the tunes in there, Father John McMillan of Barra, such a great tune. Can you explain sort of your connection to it with the band, or how it affected the band?
Well, so we used that as our opening tune for last year's medley on the Saturday, and it's always a tune that's resonated with me in the sort of Scottish country dance scene. It's a very uplifting, dancey kind of tune. Lots of kicks in it. So great that the band was able to play it, and also I wanted to play it in the video as well because it's fun to play.
Well, good stuff. You and the band did such a great job of that tune. Phenomenal effect. So good on you, And we're going to carry on and see this video. And after that, I'm going to let Neil interview you for a little bit. I don't know what for you to expect there, but let's have a listen now to Stuart's 2/4 March video.
All right. So, Stuart, it's just you and me at home.
Oh, man. Okay.
that was a good couple of tunes there.
Be gentleman.
It sounds like you were playing in a church. Very nice acoustics for a wee room.
Aye, well, it's actually, yeah, we're very, well, the place we stay in, it's got very high ceilings and a wooden floor, so it's brilliant to practice in. Really, really good.
So, talking about practice, you mentioned when you were talking to Terry that you've got like a set up for the band. That's your old McRae's with the sheepskin and all of that stuff, and whatever drone reeds and channel reeds and stuff you're playing there. And then you've got the prototype that you use that for solos, so you get two sets of pipes going.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So, do both of them have the bendy blowpipe on them?
No. The bendy the blowpipe belongs to the solo set.
And why is that?
That's a long story, Neil. I mean,
well, we have time.
Right. Way back 2009, there were big long Pembroke tunes selected for Oban in Inverness, and I'd been playing the sheepskin for solos as well as the band, and I was tearing my hair out. I couldn't keep the pipes in tune, so drastically I pulled out an old Ross bag, and this bendy blowpipe was in the cupboard for years. It was given to me by the original maker of universal blowpipes, and stuck it in, put a reed in, stuck a chant, away it went, and then it was an instant like, okay, this is actually pretty good. So I stuck with that. That was 3 or 4 days before Inverness in 2009, and I did all right after that. I managed to gather the class after that.
So just, because there's a lot of people, well, I know there's a lot of people around the world idolize you, Stuart, and try to emulate a lot of the things that you do. and one of them is, like, I'm wondering if, like, they try the bendy blowpipe, because it does affect your posture when you're playing.
Aye. Oh, I mean, it's so versatile that, depending on the type of bag you have, you've got an absolute variety of positions you can put your bag under because of the blowpipe. You're not restricted.
Well, I never meant to talk for 5 minutes with blowpipes, but that was just a thought. But
is this a family show? Can you edit this? I'm not sure.
No, not once we're going. So I'm going to be.
Okay, right. All right. Okay, that's right. Never mind.
So there you are in your room with a high ceiling, and the children outside having a barbecue, and it says on your Wikipedia page that you're a piano tuner, but you're not that anymore, are you? You're working in the school system now?
That's right, yeah. Full-time teaching and piping, yeah. I mean, I'll still do the odd tuning if somebody's really desperate and if I've got the time to do it, I will do it.
But you're shut down just now, you're not out in the schools right now?
No, but we're doing a lot of online activity with the teaching at the moment. So we're still keeping contact with the kids in the school, making sure that they're still playing through the stuff they've been working on prior to the lockdown and things like that.
Now, there's no competitions going on, obviously. No pipe bands. We would have had, last weekend would have been the British, right?
Aye.
It was pouring rain in Paisley. It would have been a great day.
It was an absolute, it was blowing a gale. Oh my goodness. I mean, it just shows you the difference between 2 or 3 days. I mean, we're basking in sunshine now. What a difference, jeez.
So, but you got no competitions for band, and there's no solo things planned for the summer, as far as we know. However, what are you doing? You must be practicing somehow. Has your practice regimen changed at all?
It's I'm doing a lot of experimentation with different reeds because I've got the new chanter coming up as well. But it's really just, it hasn't affected the amount of, well, it has, because I'm actually playing my solo pipe way more than I normally do. So I'm not gearing up for contests as such, but I'm trying new tunes, trying different reeds, trying to find a different sound, and using the time that way. And I'm really quite enjoying that.
If you're practicing for a band or you're practicing for solo work, is there a difference in what you're doing?
Aye, well, the band pipe, and obviously the tunes as well, but the band pipe has to be sort of regularly played, sheepskin bag. Generally we do 10, 15, 20 minutes each day just to keep the moisture in the pipe, so that when it comes to the band practices, they're very, very stable. With the solo setup, it's actually, I'm lucky that you can leave the pipe for a week or 2 weeks and pick them up when they're close. You know, after a couple of days of playing, they come back pretty quickly. So,
do you spend the majority of your time like trying to perfect the sound when you're practicing, or are you working on technique and expression and stuff like
that? More the music side of things, and experimenting with tunes and putting sets together and trying new things. I get a lot of enjoyment of just going with the mood and just trying something. If you feel a tune coming along, you want to just play it. Sometimes they marry well together, and you think, oh, that works well. So then you elaborate on that in your next practice. You try and work it out and see if you can make it smooth.
So you don't have a sheet of paper saying, all right, here's my my set tunes. I'm going to play 3 of them today, or I'm going to do 5 marches. Like, do you go through a routine like that?
No. It's just, well, there is a sort of a certain routine where I might warm up with some 6/8s, maybe do a competition march spin reel. Might even at that point, since the pipes are settled, do a P-brook, and then after that, it's just whatever you feel like.
And learning the music, do you just put a music stand up and play on the pipes, or do you use your practice chanter?
Practice chanter with recordings of some sort. If a tune catches my ear, I'll look for it on the net. I'll look for a video of it, and then I'll just start learning it. I'll break it down into small sections and try and digest it that way. And if it's a tune that I really, really love, I'll want to try and be able to play that by myself without having to access the net, or the recording.
Now, let's imagine that the P-brook season was on, and you're going into what would you be playing in this year?
Yeah, so the senior P-brook this year, I think, well, at the moment, as it stands at this point, I think Gaelshaw Gathering is still a go in August, until we're told otherwise. But they've got very big tunes selected for us this year. One of the biggest, of course, is Lament for the Heart Tree, and there's Donald Ban McCrimmon, Lament for Donald Ban McCrimmon, that's 22 minutes or so. The Heart Tree is 25 minutes. Some big tunes.
It's the biggest one, I think, right?
Right. And my favourite, the Laird of Annapool, and also the big Nameless is in there as well. I'm really enjoying the P-brook just now. Brilliant.
So in your early years, you would have some tutoring and going on, but at this stage of your career, do you sound like try things out with somebody like a peer, or do you have somebody you go to for a little bit of mentorship still? Is there anyone like going through the P-brook with you?
No, there's no. Unfortunately, well, Hugh McCallum was my mentor for the P-brook, and of course he passed away last year. And Jim Henderson, who's still alive, he was my teacher and everything else in piping, and I should really get in touch with him, because he's not living too far away. He's in Dunoon now, I believe. So I might. But generally, what I do is I'll play, hopefully within earshot of somebody listening that can maybe pass comment. If somebody passes comment involuntary, they feel the need to tell you, "Oh, that was really good," then you feel as if, maybe I'm onto something.
Is there a temptation? There isn't that much. The parameters are much more strict in P-brook, but for interpretation and stuff like that. But do you find yourself now? I was going to say later in life, but now you're a mature solo piper. Do you find yourself not taking liberties, but like putting your own little thumbprint on the P-brooks that you play in competition? Because I know you do it in the light music, like you put your own little twiddle bits in and stuff like that, and variations. Do you have a temptation to do that in P-brook, or can you not get away with that?
Well, there is a temptation. There is definitely, and to give an example would be the Earl of Seaforth Salute. I mean, Hugh was great, a great knowledge on P-brook of different styles and different times when the vogue of a certain tune was in style. It was in, it was in fashion. Earl of Seaforth, he told me about the way to play the Turlua variation. Well, he didn't tell me to play it this way, but he offered that this was actually a way to play it at one time. Can I sing it?
Aye, go ahead.
which, if you were competitively, conscious of that, you probably wouldn't choose that because it might be looked upon as, different, perhaps, or risky.
What is the expected version?
Well, the most common version would be just the way you shape the notes.
Yeah.
But I quite like that version, and I almost played it one year at the Glenfiddich, but then I just chickened out at the last minute, and I just went for the conventional one. But yeah, I'm definitely tempted.
See, and that brings me to my next point, which is going to take us into band conversation, is how much of the style that you play is dictated by what you think the music should sound like and what you think the judges can tolerate or accept without extra criticism. Is your choice of music tempered by that in the solos and the band?
It's kind of a balance of risky and acceptability. I don't know. I try, and I'm conscious of going too far, but I also want to push, if you know what I mean. I want to push the risky stuff as well. I mean, now, we're not the first band to put slurs in a medley. Alberta, Caledonia. Was it early 2000s? Was it? I can't remember. Yeah. But things like that, I mean, that wouldn't bother me if it was, I feel as if that's acceptable, even if a judge doesn't like it and puts us down because of it. I still deeply feel that, it's, if it fits the space in that medley at a particular point in time, then I would do it. You know what I mean? So
now you've won 2 World Pipe Band Championships as a pipe major, and you won 3 as a core member in the SFU, right?
Aye.
How different is the preparation for your band now to what you experienced in Power and in SFU? How much have you taken from those experiences into what you're doing now?
Well, I mean, just all through my pipe band career, you pick up so many things. But I have to say, in my time with SFU, it was mind-blowing. Just, Terry and Jack, Reed and Robbie, everybody, just the way the core works together so efficiently, and it's just a lot of things, yes, taken on board and applied to what we do now in the band.
Do you have a committee in your band, and if so, who would be in it?
Right, so myself, Steve McWhirter, we've got another drummer called Gus Sicard, and of course a pipe sergeant Ali Henderson. And right from the very beginning of the concept of the band is Jim McMillan. He is the father of one of the original members of the band, Laura McMillan, now Johnson. So Jim's the sort of anchor man, like Robbie McNeil would be in the SFU. So yeah. So
all right.
There's
a lot more. Sorry, there's a lot more I wanted to talk about, but we were told to stay within 15 minutes. I think we're getting near the end. But I've done this for you before. I want to do some quick fires.
Oh no! Right, jeez.
All right. What's your favourite pint?
Pint?
Yeah.
Easily, it's an Austrian Weiss beer called Edelweiss. Absolutely nectar. Love it.
But sitting before dinner, I know you like a nice glass of red. What would you be drinking tonight?
Oh, just something at the co-op, I guess.
Do you have Spotify?
No. I've been meaning to get that. No.
What do you listen music? Where do you get your music?
iTunes, iTunes. Yeah, just anything.
Okay, outside of pipe bands, what's on your playlist right now? What have you been listening to lately?
Glenn Miller, big bands. Classical, really? Chopin, a lot of film music. Just various random catchy melodies. It could be in any genre. If I like it, the melody, I'll put it in my playlist.
Does any of that trickle into the arrangements you do for the band?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
I just remember years ago, Terry and I, we thought we had the only people that had ever discovered Silly Wizard. There was so much in the SFU stuff that we did from Phil Cunningham. Had a huge influence in how we played. Right?
That's great stuff. I love that. That's in the playlist as well. Yeah, definitely. 50
What's your
cents.
favourite beer tent?
Montreal.
Yeah. Still, after all these years.
After that was a great experience, yeah.
All right. Favourite solo performance from an album? Not you.
Does it have to be an album? Because
No.
because Alistair Gillis, 1987, March was playing Real at Inverness at the Northern Meeting. He got third place. I think Jack won it, actually. Jack was the winner. But to me, I was only 14 at the time, but to me, it was like, man, that was just out of this world.
Who's your favourite Disney character?
Wait. Dumbo.
Seriously?
Just because the kids are watching it a lot.
How many tattoos have you got?
None.
Ah, okay.
But I do have I did have a piercing in my ear at one time.
I remember that.
I was a teenager at 25.
Yeah. Fish supper or curry?
Curry.
All right. Last thing is, we were talking about memories, and the first time, well, I'd met you before, but the first time you and I really interacted was at Carnegie Hall. And downstairs in the practice room before the concert began, do you remember the conversation you had with me about your wee solo that you were going to do?
No, really, no. Well,
I remember it vividly, and that's when I thought that I'm going to have to adopt this guy as my like my piping son. I never thought that you'd ever be nervous about anything, but you were so nervous about playing, wondering whether should I play the Blue Cloud or should I play this Cayley version of this music, or should I do just some Strathspey's reels? Wow. And I remember saying, "Go for it! You know, your career will be changed forever." You know, so I think I'm responsible for you being as popular as you are. and in my mind, on a pipe band album, that is by far. Like, you just went out, no tuning, like the pipes were singing, just went out and played. And I've never heard an audience as silent and then as rapturous in my life as I did on that occasion. So I want to thank you for letting me experience that. It was a brilliant moment in my piping life. And I'm done. Thank you very much, Stuart. We're going to go to your second thing in a few minutes. I don't know if Ted's coming back or not.
Well, that's brilliant, Neil. Thank you, Dad, for for the guidance. Brilliant. That's amazing. Great experience. Wonderful. Thanks very much, man.
All the best.
Guys, that was great. Thank you so much. Really enlightening stuff. Thanks to you both. And I also want to quickly thank our tech guys behind the scenes here, Nick and Alistair, for putting this together for us. Stuart, thanks so much for doing this today. You taking time out of the day, and all the best. Say hi to the family, and especially your mom, Agnes. Mm-hmm. And we will now finish off with Stuart's second video recording, which is a slow air with reels and hornpipes. And may I say, the pipes are booming, man. I hope everyone, cheers, and I hope everyone out there enjoyed this. Shortly, we'll be going from Inverary to Nova Scotia. Stay tuned. Bye, everyone. Thank you.